Hello, project managers. This is Ashraf Habbak. I am giving now a tutorial on the Schedule Cost Estimate Spreadsheet. This is revision 1.2, and this tutorial is for the cost. I had another tutorial for the schedule. So we are looking here at the input cost tab of the spreadsheet, what you're looking at. And again, as the previous one, you need to enter information in the yellow cells. And as it says here, fields to fill is in yellow cells. You start by entering the date of the estimate. When was the estimate done? And whichever phase you're in, ideally this should be in the PAED phase, in the K phase. However, you can do this at several phases. And even in the PIP, you can even enter information in the PIP phase, the project initiation proposal. So we're assuming here we are in the PR, we put the PR project report. You enter the estimates for the support cost for PAED, which is phase 0. And then you enter the different components for design division, PPM division, right-of-way, design, structure design and structure construction, if they need to be involved in this project, and then construction, district design, district construction, and traffic operations. And if you have all these components, fine. If not, you can enter one lump sum number here in this cell C15. For phase 0, and then you do the same for phase 1 and phase 2 right-of-way. Of course, once you open phase 2, then right-of-way should only be charging to phase 2. They should not charge to phase 1 or phase 3 even. So anyway, so you basically enter all the different components for the different phases. Again, instead of doing that, you can enter a lump sum number here in these cells. And this is for capital cost. For right-of-way capital, you enter it in this cell here, G10. And then structure construction, you enter it here. Any structure capital work is entered here. And this is roadway work, district construction. So these are non-escalated numbers, and they will be escalated. And that's why the estimate date is important, because it is figured in the calculation of the escalation. And this is just some percentages to give you an idea of, like for example, phase 1 design is how much percent is it to capital, phase 2 and phase 3. And then this is the escalation, the support cost escalation, 3.2% for support, and then capital cost 3.2%. They do change, the support changes, the capital does not change, it remains at 3.2. The support cost changes as per this table here for the 21-22 fiscal year. It's 3.2. Every year after that is 2% only. So the spreadsheet does follow this table here. And these are the programmed amounts. You know, how much you have programmed for the project, if it's already programmed. If not, then this is what you want to program the project. And if it's in the PID phase, then they should be matching, really. So, and then also one more thing on this tab is you can move the fiscal year of the different components. Sometimes you are let's say completing PAED towards the end of the fiscal year, but the actual funding will occur in the next fiscal year. So for the table itself, you want to move that one fiscal year. So you have the option here to move it one fiscal year. And this goes for PAED or PS&E, or for PS&E and right-of-way and construction as well. So you can select that depending on the situation. And then here also you can select when you round up the numbers, how much you want to round it up to. You can leave it at 0, or if you want to round to the nearest 1,000, you can -3, you enter -3 here. And this is a guide, rounding guide. So if it's -3, it's rounded up to the nearest 1,000. If it's -4, it's rounded up to the nearest 10,000. And that option is only available if you are in the PIP stage. It gives you that option to -4. Otherwise, you can only round up to the nearest 1,000. So it's -3. If you are in all the different phases, it goes only to -3. And I think that's all for this tab. Now you can go to the next tab, which is PIR escalation. This is for in the PID phase, when you're doing the PIR, project initiation report, you need this table. So you can just copy and paste and send it to planning, and they will take care of that. So this is all done for you. You don't have to enter any information in this tab. All the information you need to enter is in the input cost tab. So you have the PIR escalation, and then you have the PIR programmable alternative table here. They also need that planning, they need it. And for the escalation rate, I am using this optional entry, the percentages. Otherwise, if you leave it blank, it will calculate an average escalation rate, but that's not what planning wants. They want an exact number to match the agreed upon percentages. So anyway, so you can just enter these numbers here. And then the next tab is the PIR proposed schedule. I talked about that in the schedule tutorial. Basically, it's a table for the schedule, and you can give that to planning as well. And this is the PR funding table. This is for the project report. When you are in the PAED phase, you can use this table. And the option of moving the fiscal year will impact those two tables, the PIR and the PR funding table. So let's go back here to the PR funding table. So PAD here, 919, escalated to the year 21-22. If I move it one fiscal year, it should go to the 22-23. So let's try that. Let's go back here and move it 1 year. And there it is, it's 22-23. It moved 1 year. Let's go back and change it again. Okay. Now it's in the 21-22. The same for PS&E, right of way, and construction. You can move them 1 year. And this gives you the support to capital ratio. You can compare it to the state average, see if it's below or higher, and provide justification if it is higher. If it's the same or lower, then that's fine, that's good. And that's all I have for the cost. Just one more thing here. In the schedule, the capital cost is shown here in the schedule in D3. And this will impact the when to basically advertise and open bids. So this cell here is affected by the size of the project, the cost. And this is calculated automatically based on the cost again. And I think that's pretty much straightforward. That's all I have. Thank you for watching.